And welcome back, kids. Hey, here's a little factoid for you. I have ADD. So, one of the things that I do is I tend to jump around a little bit. But I saw this the other day. And for those of you who have pets or in the pet industry, get this. Last year, 2012, 53 billion, that's with a B, dollars were spent on pets. Pet vets, pet activities, pet toys, pet food. You just go on and on and on and across the spectrum of species as well. 53 B with $1 billion. And our economy sucks, right? Let's talk about Twitter and hashtags. We've been in the social media circle at Insight Advertising, Marketing, and Communications for absolutely years. And one of the things that we notice when people have special events, they go ahead and they use their Twitter profile to push that information out. But rarely do they do it correctly when they think about using a Twitter hashtag. So I've got six tips for you. If you're into events or and it doesn't matter what the event is. It could be the home show, it could be a farm show, it could be a tractor show, it could be the 515 Brewing Company. You could do hashtag Beer 515, for example. Whatever it happens to be, here's what we think you ought to do when you're utilizing or thinking about utilizing Twitter hashtags. Ready? Number one, length. Remember, kids, you only have 140 characters in Twitter. So we don't think it's a really good idea to use a bunch of those characters for your hashtag. It leaves less opportunity for interaction. And that's what you really want. You don't want to necessarily use your Twitter handle to press that information out, because why? Well, because you're then controlling the conversation. And the conversation should happen between attendees. And so much more likely that people will join in that conversation if you're using a hashtag. We like initials. We were at one in Little Rock not long ago. It was the National Tractor Parts Dealer Association 2013 annual meeting, where I spoke for a couple of days. That would take all of your Twitter characters if you put all that in your hashtag. So we recommended that they use NTPDA 13. We like to use the year so that it's progressive if it's a reoccurring event. For example, the Des Moines Home Show. Why not DM Home 13 for the upcoming Des Moines Home Show? It goes on and on and on. But we like the idea to use fewer numbers, and if it's fewer letters, and if it's a reoccurring event, make sure that you put the year in there. Do some research. Make sure that your hashtag isn't used for something that might embarrass you. You know, you can just see it now, can't you? That you put out this hashtag for something and it's actually used for a porn site somewhere. And so I didn't say that. He said porn. So be careful. There's lots of hashtags out there. Share in advance. Don't pop this to your audience like the day of the event. Share it long in advance of what's going on. We subscribe to the idea that you might want to do this 2 weeks before the event. Get people used to talking about it. Besides, there's a lot of great information as people prepare to go to the event that they can share with other attendees, and then find those attendees once they get to the event, wherever it happens to be. Broadcast it on your Twitter stream. That would be number 1, 2, 3, 4. Broadcast it on your Twitter stream early and often. Look, one of the things people mistake Twitter for is that everybody's hanging on every single tweet that you put out. Twitter, back in the broadcast day, we used to have things, back a long time ago, we used to have things called teletype machines. And I tell people, Twitter is like a giant teletype machine. It just keeps rolling, all this information, especially if you happen to be following lots of different people. So you've got this constant stream of information, and if you only tweet once or twice a day, not going to see it, kids. So you need to go ahead and put that out there several times. If you use a platform like TweetDeck or Hootsuite, you can manage all of those things and set them out for a longer period of time. But just remember to change up a little bit what you're saying about Twitter, what you're saying on your Twitter stream, so that it doesn't look like it's all canned all the time. Use it everywhere. Use it on your website. Make sure you post it there. Put it in your blog. You do have one, don't you? If you also, make sure you put it in your email. You're going to be talking to people coming to your event for several weeks prior to the event. Go ahead and put the hashtag in your email and remind them what's going on. And finally, post it at the event. We tend to have short attention span theater, kids. And so if we don't see it on a regular basis, we might miss it altogether. There you go. 6 tips for Twitter event management. If you've got anything to do with an event or you're planning one in the future, utilize Twitter. It's a lot of fun, and besides, who knows what folks might say about what's going on. All right, let's switch gears here for a minute. We're going to show you something in just a second that last week we were talking about what makes you stop. When you're in a grocery store or you're driving down the road or you see things that go, wow, that's kind of neat, and it makes you stop and take a look at what's going on. These are called point-of-purchase displays. And last week I was sharing with you a couple of ideas that made us stop. Well, this is a handout that was being given out at a particular event at a grocery store here in town. Now, there's nothing really ultra cool about the point-of-purchase display other than the fact that it's cool colors, vibrant. But I want to show you what was going on at a grocery store here in Des Moines, and the person, her name is Sherry, I believe, who was asking people to try this berry drink. Ryan, let's go ahead and put that up. Now you can see this is really cool. There's a lot of moving parts here, but I want to talk about just several. First of all, you've got a great looking background, okay? It matches everything else. You've got whatever this drink is, and I'd never heard of it before, Arona berries? I have no idea. Anyway, Sherry not only is an attractive, outgoing spokesperson for the brand, but she also happens to be dressed in the same color. Check that out. The color coordination here, we think, is absolutely great. And we made some contact with the people. It's Winding Creek, and several others. There's a place in St. Charles, ladies and gentlemen, that grows these berries as well as organic products. We just thought it was cool. We had to stop, snap a picture, and show you what we're talking about when we're talking about things that make you stop. All right, it's 1 minute past the hour. When we come back, we're going to be talking with Craig Dick. Craig is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for a company called Calcium Products Incorporated. Why are we bringing this to your attention? We're bringing this to your attention because they did something really unique. They decided to expand their office complex in a community of only 504 people. Why? It's called Betting on Rural Iowa. We'll be back with that story and a look at the brand new jerseys for the Des Moines Cycle Club. Kids, you're going to love these. This is a graphically inspired thing that also makes use of the QR code when somebody's walking around. We think it's just super smart, and we're pretty proud of it as well. All right, that's those stories and a whole bunch more. Stick around, kids. About 9:20, 9:15, a couple of guys from the 515 Brewery coming in to talk about craft beer, and why in the world would anybody want to do that? All those stories and more right here at Insight on Business. My name's Michael Libby. We're powered by Webcast One Live.